Greetings and salutations, welcome one and all. My name is Michael and I am the Dead Aussie Gamer, and welcome to Rime of the Frostmaiden, our D&D 5th edition adventure set in the frozen, frigid north of Icewind Dale. Joining me today are, of course, my wonderful group of Patreons who support me on my Monday stream and get to play with me in this epic whirlwind adventure. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. How are y'all doing?
Fantastic.
Right.
Yay!
Great. Doing pretty good.
Good.
Awesome. I cannot wait to get back in. We did have to miss last week, so I am overly eager, and I think it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. Now, of course, before we get started and meet all of these wonderful characters, I would like to give a very quick shout out and thank you to our variety of sponsors, including, of course, Fantasy Grounds for our virtual tabletop of choice. As always, making our games look pretty and awesome is Fantasy Grounds Unity. For our lovely artworks, which you can see over there, yes. Which, of course, is thanks to Hero Forge, where we build our heroes and our minis and our models. Yeah, it's very cool and very versatile for my online games. So I use all the tokens that I can using these models. And, of course, to Sirenscape for the wonderful soundtrack that we will be enjoying throughout the course of today's session. Now, introducing, of course, our wonderful characters, we'll start in reverse order this time, I think. Starting, of course, with none other than the player of Delbwyn, our, I want to say, half-elf bard?
Yep.
Yay! Is none other than the delightful and amazing Rykon. Good evening.
Hello.
How you doing?
How's everybody doing out there? I'm doing all right.
All right, tell us a little bit about Delbwyn.
Well, besides being a bard, she has come from quite a bit of a distance, if anything. Being from mountains, considering the clan she's from.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. A far-traveled bard with many songs and many tales to share with other people. That's what I love to hear. Next up, of course, we have Kilmarin, played by the wonderful Saucy. Good evening.
Good evening. Greetings and salutations. Both of them. All of them.
all of the salutations. Tell us about Kilmarin.
Yeah, so Kilmarin is a tiefling. He is a warlock, fiend pack. He's about 6 feet or so tall. I think a little taller. I'd have to look at my character sheet to see how tall. He's got jet black hair, long, with his thick beard. He's very interestingly from the Ten Towns region, so quite used to the cold, but also a little out of his element being away from home.
Yeah, I would imagine so. But hopefully you'll be able to acclimatize at least in some ways. Get to know a little bit about this very beautiful, if not stark, white lands. And someone who is relatively local to these lands is none other than the character of Syrah, being played by our wonderful friend, Ire Genasi. Hello, Ire. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I am splendid, thank you. Tell us about Syrah.
Syrah is a fire genasi, who's a light cleric who came to these northern climes some years ago in pursuit of the path of light.
A follower and worshipper of the god of light themselves, Lathander, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yes, because there is another god here in Icewind Dale that is another god of light, which...
we don't speak of it.
We do not speak of them. Lathander or nothing. Lathander or bust, little sign in cardboard.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Very well. Awesome. And can I also say that I find it very, very awesome that Syrah is named Syrah, because every time I say the name, it kind of reminds me of, like, you know, the He-Man and the Master of the Universe, like She-Ra. Like, yes! It always feels
nice.
Yeah, it feels really epic. God, you know, I always imagine, like, the start of, like, you know, those 80 cartoons. Guardian of Light. She
Very
rides
nice.
through the icy, frigid north of Icewind Dale to spread the word of Lathander. She is Sierra.
And the name actually means light, so
There you
it
go.
works.
See, there you go. Next up, of course, one of the oldest members of the group and oldest fans of the channel is, of course, our dear friend Lance, who is playing the role of Motley. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yes, I play Motley Jack, a human, actually a human, even though he's only 3'11", mottled skin and absolutely no hair, who has spent his life up to this point trying to con good folks out of their gold by selling them relatively worthless teas and that sort of thing.
Fantastic. And of course, this. I mean, are you still a con man, or are you a former con man?
Still deciding. Right now, I don't have the goods to sell, so temporarily, at least, former.
Yeah. You know, we need to restock. We'll come back to all the scammy stuff. It's like, you know, snow cones, fresh snow cones. Yeah, I get it. It's very nice, very nice. And of course, last but certainly not least, playing the role of the mighty indomitable Ulfgar, Bright Anvil, is none other than Twiff. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How is everyone?
Doing awesome. Tell us a little bit about Ulfgar, if you would.
Ulfgar is an artificer. He is a blacksmith by trade. He has done his apprenticeship in Bryn Shandar. He's from the area. He is a dwarf through and through. He will talk to you at length about hammers and the intricacies of the latest updates and tools and you know, what's going on in the world of blacksmithing. That's really kind of his jag.
Did you know that in the world of blacksmithing, apparently 3 elements that define a great deal of what you forge are the earth that you use to stoke the fires in, the temperature of the water that you temper your steel in, and of course the material that your kiln is actually made of, whether it's a clay, red rock, stone, even there's a type of like bauxite, like kind of like powdery stuff that they do as well, and it can affect the quality of the steel that you make it in.
It can, and Ulfgar will let you know that if you temper your steel in water, you are probably going to have a brittle blade. You should cool it in oil. Because the water cools it too fast and causes stress fractures, and it will shatter. Especially
in Icewind Dale, where you know, the water's probably at a very, very low temperature.
Yes, exactly. So, you know, you've got to control a lot of factors, and he'll talk your ear off about it. I will not, however, because I don't know that much about it.
I hope you appreciate that I learned those things so that I could quiz Ulfgar later on.
I do. I watched videos about hammers, so.
Very nice. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are about to start our campaign, but as always, if you've been a fan of the channel for a short time or a long time, then you would know that being a part of the channel means that you are not just invited to sit here as an audience member, but we invite you to come behind the GM screen and participate in today's game by influencing the course of how this game works. Now, firstly, you can use channel points in order to change and alter what happens. You can grant the players a option to reroll. You can generate plot twists, which can very much shape the course of the game. You can create NPCs, give insight bonuses, and a whole bunch of stuff with channel points simply from watching the channel. Alternatively, if you feel like paying for my lunch, you can donate to the stream to give more permanent effects to our players. Starting with $5, awarding a hero or jinx point, which of course can be used to stave off death, get rerolls, or to boost up scores. We can also use them to petition the GM for random acts of wackiness. For $10, you can grant a Wheel of Woe. The situation suddenly turns in or against the player's favor. For $20, you can give a natural 20 to a person of your choice. As you can see, I have a little nat 20 here, because why not have a nat 20? And for $50, the big grand prize, you can create or designate a magic item to give to the group. You can buff up a boss that the group is fighting, or alternatively, you can create an NPC to be inserted into the game, should that need or should that desire strike you. There we go. So, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let us begin. Now, when we left our adventurers, they had been searching in the surrounding ice floes from Dugan's Hole in order to try and find a series of missing children. These children seemed to be unimportant to the town's mayor, who had already written them off as dead, but many of the town's people implored the group to look into the disappearances, claiming that the wolves did not eat, devour, or kill the victims, but they were taken, almost as if dragged out of their very homes in the streets into the wilds. If they were looking for any information, they would speak with an old man who was hiding out in a hostel in the northern side of town. He revealed himself to be somewhat associated with the members of the wolf pack that had attacked the group the night before, and mentioned that if they wished to find more answers, to seek out an old and abandoned, well, supposedly abandoned, frost giant lair out in the cold. There, that is where they will find the answers they seek. Setting out and trudging through the wastelands, they eventually came upon two individuals with stark white hair and blue eyes. They introduced themselves as they introduced themselves as Kanan and Koran. The two of them had previously met the group when they were attacked by wolves, and when mention of a druid frost giant, the two of them decided to help, guiding our heroes to the old frost giant lair. It is here that they have left them, saying that what they search for is inside. Armed with a torch, you enter the wide and icy corridors of the frost giant's lair. You eventually come to what looks to be a large central antechamber, with a huge pillar of ice supporting a massive ceiling above. A large throne carved from the ice with runes engraved and etched upon its very sides. And standing before it is an immense woolen figure, a mammoth with incredibly large tusks that curve viciously upwards, wrapped with what looks to be large bands of rope and engraved with runes written in giant, wards and protections of the like. As you stand before this large mammoth, he stares down at you with a coldness in his eyes that matches the room, and says, in common, "You are to blame for all of this. My master's pride shattered by your very hands, and you would walk upon his resting place." As he trumpets out, there's this kind of a sadness to the anger as he raises his feet and stamps on the ground, causing a rain of icy shards to fall from above. The scene is yours. What would you like to do?
All right. Spinning my arms to show that I carry nothing in my hands. I shall walk up to him within his striking distance, but not mine. Bow respectfully and ask, "Pray, sir, how did V5 accomplish this, that I may know what crime to make amends for?"
As you step forward, I would like for you to make an insight check for me.
All right.
Alright, so you get to about there when you make the insight check.
Okay.
Alright. Nice. As Motley steps forward, and is about to take his bow, you get the very you know, as soon as you step within striking distance, you know he's going to hit you. You can choose to step forward, or you can choose to take your bow here.
If it's a respectful distance, I will take my bow here.
Yeah, it's a respectful distance, but yes, you get a flash in your mind of this huge trunk just crashing you into the side of that pillar. You choose to
Wouldn't be the first time.
Oh yeah, that's true. You take the wise option and say this. The mammoth looks at you and says, "Your kind. The kind who did not belong here. Came with swords and shield, spells and fire. Your kind is not welcome in the realm. And the realm of Icewind Dale now seeks to cast you out and reclaim what is ours."
Hey, sir, would you indict me for the crimes of others?
The mammoth steps forward. I need you to make a persuasion check.
All right. Oh, blessed thing moved. Come on.
All right. While we're waiting for the result, what are the other four of you doing as Motley is talking to this large woolen mammal?
Can I
Ulfgar's
tell?
trying to look non-threatening.
Trying to look non-threatening? Okay. You, again, you just kind of got your hand by your side. You know, you don't necessarily need to sort of put your hands up or anything. Saucy?
Not as good.
Yeah, Kilmarin's trying to figure out the situation. How much danger is our bard friend in? Do I think this woolly mammoth will really strike? Not sure whether I should rush forward and pull him back or let him play this out, actually.
Sure. Make a insight bonus. Syrah?
I am assessing the situation and measuring the distance the group stands to the door.
Very well. The group's distance to the entrance that you came was 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. You are about 85 foot, and everyone else except for Debwin is anywhere between 90 and 100 foot away from the exit.
Okay.
Bearing in mind that that is also the direction that the two guides were in as well. Debwin, what about yourself?
Delvin is keeping track of the situation, but not seeming like she's gonna try anything.
Very well.
Unless like something does happen.
All right. Now, unfortunately, oh, sorry. Go on.
Would Ulfgar or frankly any of us know how long dwarves, humans, elves, etc. have been inhabiting Icewind Dale?
Oh man, ages. Let me get an answer for you. Can you make a history check? Which
I can.
yeah. Now, Saucy. Let's start with your insight bonus. That is a 0.
Which certainly is.
Which in my world is, as I've mentioned, if you get a 0 or lower on a skill check, that causes a critical error or a critical miscalculation, as it were. Your miscalculation for judging the safety of Motley is basically you are completely confident that he is fine, so much so that you have taken a relaxed stance. If you have a weapon ready or in hand, it is now unreadied.
Ooh.
As for Motley, unfortunately as well with a 14, that is not enough. But I will allow you to use actually I'll allow both of you if you want to use a hero point, because both of you have one, to re-roll, if you would like.
I'm gonna hold on to that hero point, but I want to play this out.
I will too.
Okay, the both of you gonna play it
It
out.
looks fine.
Boy.
Okay, let's.
Everything's fine. Motley's fine. We're all fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right. So, Icewind Dale, the Arctic tundra, frozen north, yada yada yada. History, inhabitants of Icewind Dale. That's what I want. All right. So it looks as though Icewind Dale, was first populated when the Northlander longships reached the area during the last century of the Ilfern Empire. Initially settling on the islands rather than the mainland, the Northlanders would eventually settle to what would become Icewind Dale in negative 2100 DR.
So it's been thousands of years.
Yeah, basically... because this is the end of the Age of Humanity, so it is... The current calendar is like, yeah, I'd say like maybe close to 3,000 years is how long
Right.
people have been settled in Icewind Dale.
So we've got a mammoth who's pissed at us for something that happened thousands of years ago.
Oh, no,
This
no,
is going through
so-
Ulfgar's.
Yeah. No, he's the thing is that he, like, the frost giants and stuff like that were here before it was settled, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like a case of the frost giant died, and knowing that it's a druid of the land, you know, it belonged here or he belonged here, and you get the insight that, like, because it was people that killed him, it was people who were intruders, as it were. But there are definitely generations of generations of elves and dwarves and stuff like that who have grown up in Icewind Dale. So yeah, the mammoth is definitely being unreasonable here. Now, Motley, as the creature steps forward, he looks you square in the eye and says one thing. If not you, then where shall I direct my hatred?
To those who would continue to bring harm to that which you love.
Then I would tear down the 10 towns. I would stomp and crush beneath my heel all who would oppose until I find that which I seek.
And what is it that you seek?
Retribution.
A small, hard thing, retribution. And once gotten, it seldom does any good for that who seeks it.
Easy for someone to say when someone does not understand the ferocity of those that would seek their demise.
Oh, but I do. There's someone that I seek their demise every bit as much. But I would not, I repeat, I would not attempt to harm anyone but that person.
Then you lack the strength.
No, I have the strength. I have the strength to focus my anger upon those that caused it, not all those that surround them.
Make a persuasion check again.
Come on.
If it helps, you can just double click on the dice.
Okay.
That's a little bit better.
8 points better.
You watch as the mammoth contemplates what you're saying. The words you
I stand
speak.
before you, my hands to show that I am unarmed and willing to stand upon your wisdom.
Everyone except for Kilmarin can make an insight check. Unfortunately, those words were poorly chosen. As he says, you have not claimed your vengeance. You bear yourself unarmed before an adversary. You are too weak to tell me how I can gain my vengeance. Motley, you get the inside check that you are about to get stepped on. What do you want to do?
Well,
He rears up.
I will try to avoid it.
Very well. Make a dexterity saving throw, and we are going to fly into combat. As the mammoth rears its large, are they called hooves? No, they're not. They're feet. They have to be feet, right?
They're just feet.
Yeah. Large pachyderm feet rise into the air. It prepares to stomp on poor Motley. Motley, however, wow, is very prepared. You may roll to an adjacent 5-foot square if you would like, preferably out of attack range, if you'd be so kind. Beautiful. All right, and we are rolling initiative. Starting with.
By the way, can you remove my prone, please?
Syrah. No, you are definitely still prone. I remember that very clearly. You said, I'm lying down right now, Michael. While we were talking to this mammoth, I'm having a nap on the ground.
So I guess my action is to wake Delbwin up.
Delbwin!
Slacker.
Slash in the face. Alright, there we go. Alright, Syrah. Now, the start of the combat is basically the mammoth reaching up and then sort of stamping where Motley was. So you can see that the ground has just sort of cracked a little bit from around that spot. It seems, the mammoth is going to charge, attack, etc., etc., etc.
So in this ice structure, are there any, ice beams?
There is one very large pillar that seems to be, holding the roof up. It is this one here, just to the south of where you can see the mammoth.
Okay. Oh, that's very large indeed. I was thinking I could maybe use thaumaturgy to set up a harmonic resonance and bring it down, but that's too fat, I think. I guess I will cast Bless on, let's see, 30 feet, so boom, 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 boom. Ulfgar, Kilmarin, and I think Motley Jack is also within range.
Yep. All right. Do you need to cast anything? Do anything specific for that cast?
No, it's just, it's a vocal. I move my fingers. I cast Bless, and it's a concentration spell.
Very well.
Lasts a minute.
All right. So, as you cast Bless, you can, you basically, what does your magic look like as you cast it?
It's a red golden glow that emanates from my hands and spreads and envelopes them. They might feel a warm tingling for a moment.
Very nice. All right. Okay. Now, Motley, did you just add Bane to your actions, or did you just press it to?
Well, I pressed it to double check what it did.
Okay, no, that's cool. It's just popped up in the chat, that's all. All right, sweet. Next up is Kilmarin.
Right. So, yeah, that did not work out. Kilmarin will rush to the side over here. I think I have good line of sight. And if I switch over to here, I want to raise my crossbow. I just blotted out the screen. And fire an Eldritch Blast. The purplish sort of ray comes magically from the crossbow, and will attack.
All right, very well. Your bolt flies through the air as it launches out of the crossbow. This magical orb fires out, and let's see if it hits.
Let's see. Boy, oh boy, I've got the low rolls tonight.
Oof, that is not it. Also, don't forget you can drop it onto the token to have it auto-calculate.
Oh,
but that's fine.
yeah.
I can definitely tell you that 9 will not hit. And I'm glad to see that Bless has been applied. So yay!
That worked.
All
Yay,
right.
Fantasy Grounds.
Fantasy Grounds. We love Fantasy Grounds. McBluff, redeeming a reroll for Kilmarin, if you would like to take it.
Yeah. I mean, thank you, McBluff. That's awesome. Let's give that another shot.
All right. The bolt flies past the mammoth. As it does,
Much better.
As it does, you watch as the bolt suddenly boomerangs, doing a U-turn in the air and then striking the mammoth from the back of the head. Roll your damage onto the mammoth as the bolt returns, dealing 5. Oh no, yeah,
Did that go
roll
on?
roll it onto the mammoth.
There we go.
Nice. 9 points of damage as it veers around and strikes it in the back of the head.
Fantastic. And that is my turn.
Nice. Delwyn, it is now your turn.
Oh boy. Well, let's bonus action to give Ulfgar a bardic inspiration.
All right, Ulfgar, you have bardic inspiration.
Excellent. Thank you.
Then we are going to see what ranges is that. I can definitely do that from here. Yeah. I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers upon the mammoth.
Ah, very nice.
Let me.
A scintillating cacophony of whispers start to bombard the mammoth from all sides. It fails its saving throw with a catastrophic 1 as it then takes 10 points of damage, increased by 5 because it rolled a natural 1. No, sorry, increased by 10. What am I saying?
It must use its reaction if available to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
Nice. It will absolutely do so. Its speed is 40 foot and will... Oh, I can't really go there. So 5, 10...
Yeah, within reason.
15, 25, 30, 35, 40. So it is going to move into the darkness as far as you can tell. Well done. All right, which brings us to Motley Jack. Now let's see what the players can see, shall we?
Not much.
Not a lot.
Okay, this is stupid. But it's what he would do. And it's what I can think of. For one so bold, for one so angry, you flee awfully quickly. And vicious mockery.
Unfortunately, if you cannot see the target, you cannot target the target.
Okay.
So you can yell at him.
I will yell at him.
But you will not be able to target him. So I will allow you to do that as a free
will-
action. Unless you want to move and then you use Vicious Mockery.
Well, we'll see what the move does.
Yep.
So, 1, 5, 10, 15,
There you go.
20.
All right, you can now see the mammoth behind the
Okay.
behind the throne. It's thrashing its head back and forward, trumpeting as it's trying to shake off the dissonant whispers from Delwyn. As you cast your Vicious Mockery, drop your saving throw onto the giant creature.
All right, I will attempt to. This screen doesn't want to move. I will have to let you do it, Michael. This map is not cooperating with me. I can't
Not
see.
a problem. All right, Vicious Mockery. Wisdom DC of 13. He fails. You deal 4 psychic damage to the mammoth as your cutting words manage to cause him great psionic pain. Ulfgar.
It's hammer time. Muted.
You're muted, Ulfgar.
Sorry, I lost focus from the meeting. So I'm going to move my 25 feet.
Yep.
So that was 5, 10, 20, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to come here.
Nice.
And he's going to shout out, we tried talking, but I guess let's try fire instead and see if that convinces you. And I will cast Firebolt at him.
All right. Oh,
Well, that was not successful at all.
That was
Oh
definitely
no.
that was definitely not successful. As you cast Firebolt, you have fumbled. So let's see what your fumble will attribute. And if you want, you can obviously use a hero point to reroll.
Yeah, I think I don't really want to get crushed by a mammoth, so I'm going to use my hero point
Very well.
and re-roll that.
Make your reroll.
All right.
Nice.
16.
All right.
All right, that hits.
You begin to conjure your firebolt. Now, how does this look like? What does this look like? Does this look like? You describe it first.
So, being an artificer, actually this doesn't need a material component, but Ulfgar just kind of, he's a blacksmith. He's gonna use his weapons usually as a focus or his hammer. So he's gonna kind of point his mace out and just say, "Flame on!" and shoot a firebolt. I'm sorry. I got nothing.
Very well. As you do so, the firebolt soars through the air and ignites. Deal your damage as it collides with the mammoth.
Nice. Very good.
Alright, 8 points of damage as the fire hits the side of it. There's this flash in the darkness as the huge form ignites. You could smell burning hair as the your firebolt has successfully landed. The mammoth. Wow, how many hit points do each of you have?
Not a
We come
lot.
up to 100 now.
Oh, good, good, excellent. Because the lowest damage this thing does is 48 plus 7. That's on the low end of things. All right. How do I not kill my players? I will tell you what. I'm going to leave this up to the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, in our audience, you're going to take the GM seat. Not because I'm trying to shirk off responsibilities, but because I want to give you guys the options to do something. We're going to put it in a 1-minute poll, so it's going to be a quick decision, so get your buzzers ready. Alright, so new poll. Mammoth's turn. Does the mammoth trample Ulfgar? Does the mammoth
Probably.
swat Motley? Does the mammoth protect the throne? Does the mammoth try to destroy the wall and throw ice balls at the group? Or will it cause an earthquake by stomping on the ground? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what does the mammoth do on its turn? 1 minute on the clock. Let's see what our audience says.
What happened to does the mammoth reconsider Motley's words and decide he doesn't want to fight us?
Well, I mean,
I was wondering that myself, but thought it'd be self-serving to say so.
please don't kill me. Retreats,
That's
he's
what I'm here
afraid.
for.
He runs away.
This is right. I don't
All
think
right.
that was an option.
Alright, looks like the audience
mean-
is definitely outspoken on one of these. Very well.
They
As-
want blood.
They want blood. Sorry, Motley. No, I'm joking.
I kind of expect that, to be honest.
All right. So, the audience has spoken. The mammoth, as he shakes his head from left to right, the fire burning from his side, he turns back to the group. As he sees them approaching, you hear it trumpet yet again. As it does so, you watch as it leans backwards and says, You step on holy ground. And as he does so, you watch as it takes a large inhale of snow from the dirt underneath it, and it is going to make a cone attack out towards both Ulfgar and Motley. I need both of you to make a strength saving throw as this torrent of snow and silt fly in your direction.
Oh, it's a good thing Ulfgar has that part of inspiration as well.
Yep. Now we drop the saving throw in the chat or
In the chat. Yeah.
One of these days I'll learn this.
Come on.
All right. Is that enough, or do I use my bardic inspiration?
Nope, that'll be enough.
All right.
And
Save
Motley?
that inspiration then.
I thought that I did. It looked like it.
You might have just barely missed the board.
I think Motley, you said a saving throw, not a check.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and you should have a D4 on that.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's right. Try the save.
okay.
I'll let you read it all. It's fine. I think if you look under your character sheet on the main...
Should be on the right hand side.
Yep.
There we go.
Beautiful.
Hey!
Nice.
Nice
All right.
one.
So neither of you take damage, but you are knocked back 15 foot from the throne. Instead of 30 foot and then taking damage. So yeah, there's just this wave of snow that washes out over you, which then brings us back to the top of the round with Sira.
I'm trying to figure out whether or not I should rally everyone to retreat or to talk the mammoth down. You said we lacked courage. We've demonstrated that we have the courage to seek justice for your fallen master.
Is this going to be a check? Or is
I
this
think yeah.
shaking fist?
No, I think it's a check.
All right.
I'm gonna try.
Make a persuasion check. Okay. Unfortunately, it will not work. You recall, as you say so, that it's not courage that he was looking for, but strength.
Oh, right.
But that's okay. I mean, like I said, it's still a valid thing to be yelling at him. It's like, we are courageous, damn it. And yeah, he you can kind of tell, and I'll give you an insight bonus on this as well, just as a bit of an extra thing. You can tell that this creature, this mammoth, is likely the animal companion of the druid frost giant. If that wasn't clear already, meaning that when the giant was killed, he built and had harbored a hatred for quite a while here in the wilderness. Nothing but being alone with his thoughts and wanting vengeance on all the people who basically came. The trouble is, it's much easier to sort of play detective and try to track down a villain if you are a person running around in town. A little less so than if you're a mammoth, who again, as soon as you show your face, people mammoth, spears, etc. Yeah, so you can tell that this creature is filled with hatred. But yes, you have a move action and a bonus action remaining if you want to spend them.
I think I'm gonna move. Oops. 5, 10, 15, 20. To there. So I'm sort of shielded by the pillar, but still have an eye on everyone.
Nice. All right, very well. Which brings us then to Kilmarin.
Righto, so seeing what's happening, I will move up. Would you say I have line of sight from here?
I would say yes.
Right. So I'll move there. And I'll yeah, I'm just gonna fire another Eldritch Blast at him.
All right. Once again, you cock your crossbow back as you notch another bolt of Eldritch energy. It flies through the air.
And
What is this? Where'd that come from?
I have
I
no idea.
inadvertently did that, and I don't know how.
Oh, that's okay. I was like, what's that?
I
little
left
thing?
an artifact behind.
Yep, that's it. Yep, drop something down. All right, and you hit once again. Another bolt finds purchase in the head of this creature. Deal your damage.
I'll drop it for damage. Not
5
as
damage.
impressive.
All right.
Okay. And I would just take 2 steps back with some remaining movement.
All right. Once you get to about there, I need you to make me a perception check, Kilmarin.
All right.
Oh no.
It's a sorry. Skill. It's a check, not a. Right there. I'll take it.
Nope,
Just what to take.
you are fine and dandy. Nothing is wrong.
Seems the vibe of the whole thing.
Everything's great.
Everything's been great.
Oh,
This
good.
whole thing is just great.
You suddenly hear, what's that noise? It's like, everything is awesome.
Oh no.
Everything is good with a -1. No, okay. All right, Delwyn, you're up.
This is a very good question on what I'm going to be doing. Because, I have no spell slots. Let's see. He is going to move forward a bit.
Mhm.
And then she is going to call out to Norsu. If you wish to have your master be... Oh my goodness, my brain.
Avenged?
Yes. It's just more along the lines of how I was going to word it, because it's like I had the idea, but then it's like words.
I love that. I want you just right now to make me a persuasion check, because this would be the
Okay.
perfect time to end that conversation if you fail this check, because it just looks up. Nosu, if you wish to okay, yeah, you're a little bit more eloquent than that. So what are you trying to communicate?
Oh. Or does not that work with skill checks? No, it doesn't work with skill checks. Okay. Generally, as if asking if they were wanting it to be him to be events that they could find the answers that he's looking for, potentially bringing them here.
Okay. In which case, you would say, Norsu, the people who did this to your master, your friend, they're still out there. And even if you kill us and even 100 more like us, you will never truly get your vengeance. But we might be able to. Something like that?
Sounds about right.
Okay. With an 18 on that, he seems interested. Motley and Ulfgar, you guys are up next. Did you want to hold your action?
So
Yeah.
Can I take? Well, I'll let Motley go first.
I'll hold my action. Yeah.
Yeah, even though I probably won't be able to do what I wanted to do if I hold my action, I'll hold a firebolt.
Alright, so you keep a firebolt trained, like, kind of in your hand, aimed towards him. Maybe a readied action, so if he tries to attack, you can launch it.
Yeah. If he looks like he's going to attack anyone, I will fire it off. Otherwise, I will let it dissipate.
All right. So, as Delwyn suggests that there may be something that the group can do, the Mammoth lowers his stance and says, "What could you possibly do? Your kind is responsible. There are far too many, too numerous, to find any culprit. My vengeance is not just that of one, but many. Different clans, different races. How would you give me my vengeance?"
Ulfgar is going to speak up and say, vengeance against the innocent is not vengeance, it's just madness. We can find out who is actually responsible for this. The actual people, not just the type of people. And we can bring them to you and let you take your vengeance on those who are actually guilty. It's not vengeance if you don't get the guilty. It's just death.
And what assurance do I have that this is not just some ploy to escape my anger?
First, you may follow and find us and still bring your anger upon us. Secondly, I ask you, what would he, who you are angered for, had wanted you to do? Take your vengeance upon all those who did wrong him?
Motley.
And the innocent?
Motley, it's a frost
just
giant.
the ones...
It's a frost giant, Motley. Yeah, that's exactly what he'd do. Kill everyone.
I'm trying to bolster what they were saying.
Yeah.
Or simply the ones that did him wrong.
Yeah. We'll just cut around the bit about the frost giant, and say, you know, what is more practical, killing the people who you need to kill, or killing everyone until you hope to kill someone of value. He sees that he is spending a lot of effort getting nowhere in his vengeance. The Mammoth thinks for a moment, and then says, "Very well. You bring me the source of my ire, and I will bury my vengeance in the snow, but fail to do so by the second coming of the new moon, then I, along with the other creatures of the night, shall ride upon 10 towns, and none shall be spared.
I expect no more.
The mammoth stands with its chest proudly jutting forward as he looks upon you. Then go. As
I don't know about the rest of us, but I'll go.
Yeah.
Dum-dum-da-da-da-da.
Follow with.
All right.
Ulfgar's gonna like.
You don't have
whisper
to tell
the
Motley
party-
Checks.
Yeah. Ulfgar's gonna kind of like whisper to the party as we're walking out. Does this mean we should not ask him about the kids yet?
As you get
Probably.
What about the children?
as you get to about here on the map, let me just put everyone kind of. I presume no one's hanging about, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
As you get to
Only
about-
long enough to see if he's going to explain just who he wants vengeance upon. If not, I'll ask his attendants, the wolves.
He doesn't have any names or descriptions or anything like that. It is a crowd of individuals who had come to kill the giant. That's the target. Now, really quickly, number one is I need everyone to make me a perception check when they reach this section of the dungeon. Number two, I would like to give a very warm, happy, and gracious welcome to Rhino Cuddly. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. Let's see, what Rhino Cuddy, what were you doing today? You were playing some D&D. How was your game? Tell me, what were you guys up to? Did you guys get to do some cool and awesome things? I see BW Rabbit Girl in chat. Hello, it's so good to see everyone. To let you know, my name is Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. I run a ton of D&D games here on my channel. And I also run a bunch of celebrity games all over the internet. It's really easier to Google me than anything else. Today we're playing Rime of the Frostmaiden with my wonderful Patreons, including, of course, just based on character-wise, we have Ulfgar, our Dwarven Artificer, Motley, our Human Bard, Sira, our Fire Genasi Cleric, Kilmarin, our Warlock Tiefling, and Delbwyn, our Half-Elf Bard, as they are playing through Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. Some missing children have been reported from a town. The mayor doesn't seem interested, thinking that the children have been killed, but because the town had been attacked by wolves here and there, so they're like, yeah, the wolves got them. They found out that somewhere in the middle of the icy tundra, there was an old frost giant lair where they have located a mammoth by the name of Norsu, who vowed vengeance upon the little folk because they had killed the frost giant. The group, after a very short combat stint, managed to convince him to allow them to leave in order to try and find those responsible. They have not, however, found any leads to the children just yet. But as you are walking past this wall, Sira and Delbwyn. Why Delbwyn?
I managed to hit the button on my keyboard. That's all there is to it.
Fair enough.
It was an amazing
We're not
role.
professionals with this
But for
yet.
what?
Yeah. So Sira and Delbwyn, the both of you, walk past what looks to be an icy wall, and from the other side you hear the sounds of soft sobbing. This is from the southern wall there. You hear the sounds of two voices in particular, Delbwyn, where Sira, you just hear kind of the soft sobbing. Yeah.
Is there an obvious passage that we could see from where we are that would lead south? Or no?
You don't see any obvious path to the south. Even in the previous chamber, there was no southern passageway. However, when you entered the Frost Giant stronghold, you did notice that there were several entrance ways. This was simply the most central one, but there is one just to the south of the one that you've entered.
Oh, okay.
I'll be right back.
You know what? In my mind, I thought Motley was just running off and being like, "I'll be right back," and he goes down, heads down to town. Did anyone else think that? Just the Tony, yeah.
Just for a second, there was a second there. I was like, he's.
Until I actually saw him get up. Yeah.
All right, Sierra, Delwyn, it's up to you. The scene is yours.
Does anyone else hear that? I
hear nothing.
I think I hear crying. Let's go out and see if we can find the source.
Agreed.
All right. So, I guess quietly make our way to the end. So, are the wolf people still there?
Looking out, you do not see the wolf people.
Alright, so Ulfgar's gonna act Sarah which direction or just follow?
You can follow. Sierra's on the move.
Oh, there's a passage here.
I'm looking for the other passage.
You
there's
just
a
passed
passage
it.
here.
Ulfgar is going into it. All right.
I will go forth.
All right. Stop
Not
there,
necessarily
please.
stealthy.
Hold. Thank you. Now, making your way into this following chamber, as you leave, the winds and the blizzards outside start to pick up as snow falls from the skies above. As you turn and enter this passageway, you can see what looks to be a huge, slatted animal cage with locked gates attached to it by rusty hinges. It stands upon the western wall of this large chamber in front of you. Trapped inside are two shivering humans in cold weather clothing. They look fearfully at you.
Sierra, you're up front. Is that correct?
Yes, with Ulfgar.
All right.
I speak soothingly. It's okay. No one's going to hurt you.
The girl appears to be a spindly and very young, maybe about 13-year-old child with pointed teeth. Snow clings to the end of her long braids. She looks and says, are you with them?
No, I don't know who them. No.
The boy, a piebald-faced, kind of like human with malformed cauliflower ears, basically shakes the cage. His teeth rattle from just the cold, and says, "The ones who put us in here, they had strange hair and eyes as well." He refers, of course, to the flaming hair of Sierra and the glowing red eyes, uncommon in Icewind Dale, much as the white hair and blue eyes of the wolves, who you can probably assume are the ones that put them here.
No. I have nothing to do with them. We've come to take you home.
All right. You may get closer to the cage if you would like, or you can stay out there. It's up to you.
Ulfgar, will your hammer break through these hinges?
Wolfgar,
Probably.
I would like you to
Yeah.
make a blacksmithing tools check as you finally find your element and take out your hammer and your tools, and you're like, yes!
All right. I was going to mention that as an artificer, I believe I'm also proficient with thieves' tools and do have a set of those. So
You
I can either try and...
you can see a heavy rusted bolt lock as well
Yeah.
if you want to try that, but you could also dismantle. It's up to you.
Yeah. Well, can I?
Which would be
Can
more
I make
fun?
Yeah. Which would be more fun would be hitting it with the hammer. Can I tell which would be more effective?
Hitting it with the hammer would be less effective, but very cool. Lock picking would definitely be a lot easier, though not overly difficult. Sorry,
Right.
let me rephrase. Not as difficult, but not overly as cool. It's like
Right.
Yeah.
So I'll take a look at it and say, I could probably pick this, but it looks fairly rusted. So let's just see if we can give it a gentle tap and encourage that lock to open. So this would be a proficiency. How do I do it? Is that just a dexterity check plus
Plus your proficiency, yeah. So you can just add manually on the bottom left-hand side where your modifier is, just whatever your proficiency is.
All right, so my proficiency is +2, so I press +2, and then I do a dexterity check, right? Although with blacksmithing tool, would that be dexterity or strength?
Strength.
Okay.
And you still have a D6.
Yes, you are still
I
inspired.
use that D6 as well.
You may. Please roll your d6.
No, you can actually roll in there. God damn it.
Unfortunately, you just miss as you attempt to pick the lock. It does not seem to falter.
I guess the old hammer it is, huh?
The hammer is what I tried first, but
All right.
I guess I'll try and pick it if I can't break it with the hammer.
All right. You take out some smaller tools and begin to work your way inside the lock, trying to cause the mechanism to trip and open.
All right, so efficiency plus dexterity. Even worse.
Unfortunately, again, these locks are so rusted that you can't seem to get the catches to pull. Ire Genasi has given you a reroll. You may reroll. It is very rusty. You kind of put a little bit of extra weight to it.
All right, I'm gonna try and reroll the hammer again.
You can only reroll the
Oh,
lockpick
okay.
because it's the most recent one.
All right, right. Gotcha. That's better.
Ooh, not bad. With a very satisfying click as you manage to finally get that leverage you were chasing, the lock falls free and the rusty hinge creaks slightly as it begins to open. The two children begin to move, and you realize if they thrust open the door, it's going to make a very loud noise.
Can we gently slide it open?
Wait, what? Is it the hinges?
Yeah, the hinges are very rusted.
And this is where this comes in handy. Delbund will come over and use prestidigitation to clean it up.
Okay. I mean, it'll
take a few casts, most likely.
Okay. Yeah. I'll allow it. So as you cast several times, you watch as layer by layer the rust kind of moves and sheds off, almost like shavings from the hinges. As the door eventually smooths out, it opens freely, And the two children, whose names are Finn and Sidja, start to kind of huddle together and say, "Who are you? Why would you help us?"
We're just helpful people. We were heading this way, looking for you. We heard that there were some lost children, and we got a tip that maybe we should check this area out. Do you know if there are any other children here?
They look at each other and they shake their head. They say there were children, but the Mammoth came and took them. We don't know what happened to them after.
I say we get these children out of here safely back to the village.
I
then
think,
perhaps we come to deal with the Mammoth.
Now, children, we best take our leave as quickly as we can.
Yeah.
Does anyone have pass without a trace?
It's fine.
Absolutely not.
The snowfall is enough to cover your tracks. As you begin to move away from the Frost Giant's fort, the tracks behind you seem to disappear into the sheets of snow. Maybe about half an hour later, you can hear, carried across the wind, the sound of an angry trumpet being blown, almost as if someone had discovered that someone had taken something that they considered theirs. The children huddle together and stay in the center of the group as you make your way back towards the town of Dugan's Hole. I need from you guys a decision on who is going to take which role as you guys are traveling. Role number 1 is the scout. Someone to check up ahead to make sure that the group is not in danger. This will require a perception check. The second will be the navigator, the person who is going to be moving and making sure that you guys stay on track to get to Dugan's Hold. And the third person is the person to ensure that everyone is together and communicating. This is going to require a persuasion check to ensure that the scout doesn't get too far ahead and ends up lost, to make sure that the kids are sticking around and sticking together. It is up to you guys.
So I will note that my last foray with navigation wound up with me getting hypothermia, but I'm happy to do it again.
What check does navigation require?
That's survival, right?
Yes, survival.
I'll take the communicator.
All right. So, who's the scout?
I have not rolled well with perception all night, guys. Everything seems fine to me.
I'm not great with perception, but I'll scout ahead.
Okay.
All right, make it so.
All right. So, roll away. There's a perception check for scouting ahead.
All right. You notice a few tracks of the wolves and the like. As you cross the tundra, you very quickly avoid any confrontations. So you have avoided that particular encounter. Well done. Next up is our survival check to make sure that we can get there on time.
Who took that roll?
Who took the...
Nobody.
Nope.
I don't think anyone claimed that one.
I thought that you did, Kilmarin, but
I did not. I don't have much of a sense of direction. I can do some things well.
All right, Sarah.
Okay. Well.
All right. The environment gets harder And as the harshness begins to set in, I need everyone to make me a Constitution saving throw, except Rykon has reclaimed a reroll. So, Sierra, you get to reroll that if you would like.
Ah, thank you.
You're quite
Thank you,
welcome.
Marginally better.
With a 12. Unfortunately, it is still just shy of enough.
Okay.
And what I would like to get everyone to do is make me a Constitution saving throw, please. Oof. Oof. Debwin.
Oh no!
Things are gonna be rough.
Wow.
I'm gonna use my hero point.
You may use your hero point, Debwin, and you may re-roll that.
Ulfgar's a popsicle at this point.
All right. Okay, Debwin, you're okay. So, who's that one? That one's Motley. Okay, so
Wow.
going through, and I should actually roll for the kids. Where are you? Come on.
Oh
children.
no, not the kids.
Roll it for the children.
Oh no, it's an escort mission.
It really is.
I hate
Yes,
these.
it absolutely is. All right, they both fail as well. So
Oh,
everyone, with the exception of Debwin, gains exhaustion level 1.
All right.
Ah, great.
Okay, that isn't as bad.
Where did I put that?
I hate to bring this up, but I still have exhaustion from the frostbite.
Yes, you do.
And
that
so,
would
do
be
I.
level 2.
So,
Yep.
Yep.
So you're exhaustion level 2, as is Ulfgar.
Remember, I was honest about this.
I'm going to point out, honesty is not something I reward; it's something I expect.
So at least I don't have anything to get punished for.
Correct.
Not at the moment.
Yeah, no. You know what's really funny? Some of my kids at the youth center pull that one on me. It's like, remember, I remembered this thing and I was honest. I'm like, I know, but you should be. You're not getting rewarded for being honest. You're just not getting punished for lying to me. It's really funny. All right. So, for those of you who are less than familiar with D&D 5th edition rules, exhaustion is a condition that is applied and increases in severity pending the level. So, right now, everyone in the group, I believe except Debwin, has now got disadvantage on all ability checks. With Motley and Ulfgar having the additional problem of having their move speed halved as they are traveling. Because this has halved their move speed, you guys are going to need to make, instead of making 3 checks to get back to town, you guys need to make 4. So, you have made progress.
Oh boy.
You have made progress. Now let us keep spirits up with a persuasion check. So this is the communicator. This is the person who is just kind of keeping spirits uplifted.
Okay.
Delwyn, noticing how bad Motley and Ulfgar are
And that
getting,
was-
she's...
Okay, that is an 18. Nice. Okay, with an 18, Motley, you do manage to keep spirits up. The kids feel tired. They're cold. They're hungry. But you manage to encourage them. Like, it's not that far. We can keep moving. We'll be there very shortly. Sira knows the way, and Ulfgar is making sure it's safe up ahead. And the kids, their hope is there. They're just like, yeah, I believe that we're gonna make it. Debwin, you were saying you were noticing
yes.
Ulfgar and Motley were having a bit of trouble.
Yes, she will give them a barrier of cold resistance.
Ah, very well. So the cold resistance will help them against the damage, but it will not help against the exhaustion. But that's good because the next one is going to cause damage. Now, the wind begins to pick up, As it does so, the snow gets deeper. You hear the howls of the wolves in the distance. I need a perception check from our scout.
All right. Now, do I have to click disadvantage, or is it automatically going to give me disadvantage?
You'll need to click disadvantage. All right. Unfortunately,
17 and a 2. Everything's great.
yeah. Unfortunately, that then goes to our percentage. Oh, Rykon has thrown in a reroll. However, you will be rerolling at disadvantage.
All right.
As long as it's better than 2.
Make it so.
Can I give him guidance?
Because
That
this is
will
technically a
cancel out
half an hour thing, I'm gonna say no, only because, only because he's making this check over quite a long period of time. All right.
All right. Let's try this again. Yeah.
Here we go. Ulfgar with a glorious 8. Still not great. Let us find out. 92. You are very lucky, as even though you haven't noticed anything, nothing seems to occur. Next up, our survival check, as we continue to make our way into the blizzard as it is picking up. It is cold, it is miserable, people are tired. Who would like to make the survival check here?
Well, I made it last time, but I didn't do a very good job. So if somebody else wants to take it, please feel free.
Delta can.
I was
make
going
a
to say, Delvin's
try.
probably the best bet because you're going to have disadvantage otherwise.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Oh my god.
Wow, tonight we have just had horrible rolls all night.
The
Yep.
dice.
Evidently, everyone wants to die. Alright, so, the storm does not let up. The howling of the wind continues. I need everyone to make me a constitution saving throw. Oh wait, nope, hold on. McBluff has given Delwyn a reroll.
Ooh.
Thank you, McBluff.
Thank you,
Nice.
McBluff. You are
We love McBluff.
goddess to us.
Thank you, McBluff.
Alright. With that, yes, you are now back on track, and the blizzard is still strong, and you will require a constitution saving throw, but now it's not going to be quite as severe. So everyone, please make a con save.
Ooh, one good roll tonight. Yay.
Alright, just waiting on Sierra and Motley.
You guys are going to have to carry my frozen corpse out of this place.
Okay.
Well, if it's a frozen corpse, I'll just pick the pockets.
Alright, Kilmarin, you were at disadvantage as well.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, for saves as well?
Oh wait,
How
no,
do I-
sorry, no,
how do I-
my apologies. No, it's not for saves. It's only for checks. So this is not a check. This
Okay.
is a save.
Okay.
So that means Motley, you're at 8. So that still doesn't help you. So Motley, Sierra, Ulfgar, you guys go up in. Oh, sorry, and Debwin. So everyone but Kilmarin goes up in exhaustion by 1 level. But because the survival check was made this round, you are not taking damage from the blizzard.
Yeah,
Yay.
puts me at 3.
Okay, the Finn is going to go up a level, and Sierra. Yes, we'll also go up a level. All right, sorry, not Sierra. Silja, that's her name. Ignore that. Stop it. Okay. So Sierra, you go up. Kilmarin, you're fine. Debwin goes up by 1. Or you get your first one, actually.
Yep.
Finn goes up by 1. Motley goes up by 1. Ulfgar goes up by 1 as well. Alright, so those of you who are now exhaustion level 3. You now have disadvantage on attacks and saving throws.
Awesome.
Alright. So, you have now made it... You've now made your third check. This is your final one to get to town. If you fail it, well, basically you need to make the survival check to get to town. That's it. If you fail any of your further survival checks, you're going to be stuck in the wilderness. So, scouting check. Let's make it. See if there's an encounter. Make a perception check as you begin to scout around. And I think everyone has disadvantage now, so it's not going to matter who does it.
Oh, yeah.
Oof. Yeah.
That's remarkable. Everything's great, guys.
All right.
Can't feel my toes.
69. Nice. All right. That means...
No, we're not going to make that joke.
Oh, McBluff is getting a reroll. You get to reroll your perception check, Ulfgar.
All right. We'll give that a double 18.
What we like to
Double
see.
18.
There we go.
Nice. All right.
I
Very
bow
well.
down to McBluff.
McBluff is
like a hero
yeah,
tonight.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. MVP.
McBluff
Definitely.
just
All right.
doesn't want the party to be killed by snow.
Yeah. Well. I was gonna throw.
Guys, you wouldn't believe it.
Well, I was gonna throw in
TPKs,
some
no.
monsters, but I guess that wasn't. Really... Actually, I'll tell you what you were gonna find, because I have it
Yetis.
here. Okay.
No Yetis.
No, not a Yeti. It is a...
Ancient frost dragon.
Even though it would be Betty with Yetis.
No, it's called...
That was really bad.
An ice toad.
What?
Yeah.
Oh god,
So,
no.
ice toads are 8 foot long and weigh 500 pounds. They're moderately intelligent and actively collect gems and jewelry, in particular diamonds. They hop around, literally on the rimes of ice, basically scratching and shaving away through the tunnels of glaciers. They drag prey closer with their long tongues before swallowing them whole. And as a standard action, they can vomit out a mucus that creates a sphere of cold.
Ew.
Yeah.
Wow, this sounds really pleasant.
Yep.
God.
So glad we didn't encounter one of those.
Yep, so one of those was hopping around, but thankfully, Ulfgar, you see you actually see what looks to be an orb of ice, but it looks as though it was frozen mid-melt, so it kind of has these globules on either side of it. It is the regurgitation of the mucus. You also see the skeleton of a wolf, partially preserved inside of the this mucus.
Yeah, guys, no, don't go that way. No. Bad.
Excellent. All right, survival check.
Well, might as well probably be the one to keep doing it.
All right,
Yes, please.
let's have a look. With
I clicked
disadvantage,
disadvantage.
unfortunately.
I clicked it. Apparently it didn't hit the thing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Oh, there it is.
There
Yep.
it goes.
Oh no, it worked. Yeah, sorry, it worked the first time. I'm gonna give you the first one because that was fine. So that was 40.
Okay.
That is literally what you needed to pass.
Oh jeez.
All right. So
Well done.
So you can see the lights from the town further up ahead as you start to move forward. The children collapse. They seem too exhausted. I need con saves from everyone first.
Okay, so I can still roll that straight. Not now, I can't.
All right, and I've got disadvantage on con saves now too, right?
Yes, anyone with exhaustion level 3 has disadvantage on con saves.
Actually, I will use my hero point to re-roll that, I think.
You may do so.
Wow.
I think I should too.
I would like to try to get back to town and save the children.
Yeah, you guys are dragging me. I'm
Nope.
All right.
Wasted that hero point. Oh, God.
All right. So it's not a waste because you would have gone up 2 exhaustion with that nat 1.
Right, with a nat 1. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so your exhaustion goes up by 1 level. Sierra, your exhaustion goes up by 1 level. Debwin, your exhaustion does not go up. Motley, your exhaustion goes up by 1 level. And Ulfgar, you go up by 1 level. Alright. Now, the children have collapsed. Only Silja. Silja has collapsed. As you are getting closer to town, you're really close. We need a persuasion check to get them to push that final leg, to get them to make it to the town. Anyone with
Sing us a song, Bard.
Now, anyone with 4 levels of exhaustion, which are Motley and Ulfgar, Ulfgar, you go down. Did anyone heal Ulfgar from before? Because your hit points, your max hit points are now halved.
Right. So my max hit points.
Your max hit
had
points
been reduced.
Yep, correct.
To 8. All right.
So you hit the ground at this point. So this is like you're just outside of town. You and Sela have both hit the ground. Motley, your max hit points are now on 5, but you're still up.
Yeah.
All right, persuasion checks. Let's see it. The children are losing faith. They don't think they're gonna make it. Ulfgar has gone down. The little girl's gone down.
Guys, this is the worst trip ever.
There's no hope.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Ulfgar.
Yep, that's fine. You don't need to roll it. It'll bring him back to full hit points, which, he doesn't have many. So, yep, Ulfgar, you feel the healing light. You wake up. McBluff redeeming Motley's persuasion check. Don't forget you do have disadvantage.
Yeah.
So you do get another roll. This is very tense. You can, however...
This is tense. What the...
That is a natural 1.
Oh.
You can use your hero point.
Do I still have it? I thought it was an inspiration.
That's an inspiration you've spent. You haven't spent your hero point yet.
Okay, I'll use my hero point.
Okay, but before we do, Rykon has given you a reroll, so go for your reroll.
Okay. Forgot to put disadvantage on that.
That's okay. 13 will fail anyway, but yep. Roll again. One last one.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay, disadvantage, and...
You need to get a 14. Oof.
No, 9.
You need 10 more, not the 4, the 14.
All right. The group has to
No,
take...
I needed 5 more. I have a +5.
All right. The group has to take some time to try and convince the kids to move forward. Because of that, everyone takes 10 points of cold damage, which is halved thanks to the resistance provided by Delbwyn.
All right. So am
Delbwyn
I
is down.
still alive?
Well, I'm a motley sickle at 0.
you're
Delbwyn is
at
healing,
0.
that's
Yep.
sickle.
So Motley goes down. Motley has hit the ground. Debwyn, where'd your damage go?
Did you just apply that? Yeah.
No, I would have went down because I had no health left.
Yeah, so that goes. Yeah, okay, so that. Well, no, you'd still have 4 hit points left.
I had less than 11.
Did you?
Yeah, I had like 6 or 8.
Yeah, no, 6 plus 5 from the damage just then brings you to 11. So you've got 4 hit points remaining.
No, I didn't have max HP.
Yeah, no, I know. You didn't have max HP, but remember you've got you're not exhaustion level there, so you've got 15 hit points in total. Yeah, you're fine. You're still okay. Trust me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah. Motley has gone down. Ulfgar, you are still up. So yeah, basically the two children and Motley have gone down. This is now the last struggle. You can choose if you would like. With the snowstorm banking, you can try, if anyone would like, to grab hold of the children and their unconscious allies and move them forward. You could stay and try and heal, but that will require another round of environmental effects.
I will try and drag.
I'm gonna pick up the girl.
I'll pick up the boy.
Soldier.
Alright, I need athletics checks from everyone who is carrying an unconscious person. Kethra Moonsea has come in with inspiration for everyone. Please apply that to your character sheets. If you look on your main character sheet next to where you're on your front page, actually, you know what? I'm going to show you this on Sierra's character sheet. If you look on my screen in just a moment. There we go. Alright, over by the, on your front page of your character sheet, next to your name, there's inspiration. Just click inspiration, and it'll put up a star on your character's name. That is an inspiration you guys can use if you want, which is fantastic. So right now, by the way, also, hi Odd Bandicoot, nice to see you. Our group of heroes is in the middle of a blizzard, trying to make their way back to a small town. They have 2 children with them who have gone missing. They are literally just 10 minutes out of town. The children and one of the allies has passed out, so they've all picked each other up and they are trying to fight through their exhaustion in order to try and make it to the town. I need athletics check from everyone who is carrying someone.
Can you remind me
is
how to
going to
do
assist.
disadvantage?
Bottom left-hand side, you should see some buttons there. There's your modifier box plus advantage and disadvantage.
All right, and inspiration that's a reroll or?
Inspiration will be a reroll, yeah.
Yep. All right, I will use it because my rolls were terrible.
You may do so.
Dublin will help with whoever.
I forgot to click disadvantage, so I'll just roll another one.
Yep, that's fine. Debwin's gonna give advantage to someone.
Our heavier party member, because the children are gonna be a lot lighter.
All right, very well. All right. So
I've got to roll twice. I didn't get the box. I apologize, but I'll just roll 2 dice.
Nope, that's fine. All right. So everyone is struggling. Everyone will gain 1 more level of exhaustion.
Okay, I'm dead.
Whoever is carrying people. So that is Kilmarin, Sierra, and Ulfgar. Now,
Yeah,
Ulfgar,
no, I'm dead, aren't I?
no, you will be dead at 6. So you've got. So currently your speed is reduced to 0. So Ulfgar, you fall down into the snow and start to shudder and shake. So Debwin, you need to pick him up if you want to make it.
I have to carry him.
All right. Last round of athletics checks. I need athletics checks from literally everyone now. This is the final check. Insight bonus. Ooh. I'm going to use the wow.
I'm gonna use my
inspiration.
Inspiration. You guys both may use your inspiration to re-roll it.
Yeah.
Rolling those 2.
Nice. Okay. Debwin.
Oh my goodness!
All right, Debwin has not made it. Okay, so here's what's happened. Kilmarin, you reach the edge of town and you begin to bang on the door, yelling for someone to open up. As you do so, because again the blizzard is still running through town, the winds are basically creating a horizontal curtain just across the streets. So a couple open up their door and you just burst in, and you are carrying with you. Who are you carrying with you, by the way?
I had the boy.
The boy,
The young
yeah.
boy.
So you and the
Pin.
boy are inside and in safety. Syrah, you as you get to the town, you're in the streets and you collapse. But as you do so, with the door being opened, they rush over and grab both you and the little girl and drag you into the cabin, which leaves Motley and Ulfgar. Now, Motley and Ulfgar. Motley is unconscious. Ulfgar, you are pulling yourself forward. You just make it over the threshold and collapse as well. You and Motley are like hand in hand. You just sort of like flat out. You don't even make it into the door. But the other members of the town that live in this one house, like a husband, wife, and their daughter, rush out and grab and pull you out of the streets and slam the door shut. Frozen, frigid, and nearly dead, you find yourselves by the fire of a very warm hearth. The couple that sees you, a man by the name of Johannes, turns and says, my word! If these people look frozen to death, are you all right? Quick, Martha, get the blankets. You watch as the woman goes in and seems to get these blankets that are like kind of made of like shaven wolf skin, as they kind of wrap each and every one of you and put you near the fire. Oh my God, there are children with them. They immediately start to dish out some bowls of like warm stew. They place it into your hands, and even touching it actually burns your hands for a moment. You struggle to catch your breath as they begin to tend to your wounds. Now, in the midst of this happening, I would like to give a very happy and thankful thank you to none other than our dear friend Mac, who has just given $40 towards the group. Where and how would you like to allocate your how would you like to allocate them, if you would like to? You can give them nat 20s. You can give the Wheel and Woes. You can give them Jinx points or Hero points. Let me know in chat, and I will apply those. I mean, it's always good to have. So, did Delwyn make it? Debwyn made it. Oh, actually, no. Did Debwyn make it? Yes. Debwyn. Let me just check everyone.
I still had the least exhaustion out of everyone.
Yeah.
Yes. No, Debwyn made it. Yeah, Debwyn is probably the healthiest looking. So let me give an analysis. The boy and the girl have both passed out, both from exhaustion and the cold. Syrah has been paralyzed. Basically, she is frozen. She just can't move. She is just out of breath, breathing heavily, lying on the ground, exhausted. Kilmarin is able to move, while not quite as hearty as Delwyn. He is injured, unhappy, and freezing from his horns to his toes. Debwyn, as mentioned, is all right. Boy's unconscious. Motley is unconscious and on the ground. Ulfgar is not unconscious, but is immovable, much like Syrah, lying on the ground, just shaking, drinking as much of the this what you can probably tell is like rabbit stew, drinking as much of it as possible. There's not much in the way of vegetables in it. It's just kind of like salt, garlic, and like a little bit of like rabbit meat. But the warmth is what you guys are after, and you heartily drink at it as you guys are shaking and shivering. You watch as Johannes comes up and says, "What possessed you to be out there in this kind of weather?"
So it's the children. It was the children. We went seeking these children that had gone lost, that had gone missing. We believe they belong to this village, to some people here.
These are the Dajar children. Yeah, yes, they went missing. You found them. Oh, praise be. Oh, We'll house you in the morning. We'll house you till the morning when the storm clears. Oh, their parents will be over the moon. Did you happen to find any other children?
We need to go back. We need our rest, but we need to go back to find out the fate of the others.
Back? You left them out in the snow like this?
There was no other children to be found. These were the only two that we found. We suspect that there could be foul play, and we should go back to inspect to find out more the fate of those other young ones.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry. I did not mean to. You have done so much. Please, rest and make yourself comfortable.
It's quite okay, so long as these young ones are safe. That's what matters.
The couple seem to be very attentive to your needs. You guys will automatically lose 1 exhaustion from your rest here. You will need lots of rest. Like, let me put it that way. You'll need lots of rest.
Yeah.
We're gonna have sleep for a week.
Yeah. Or a couple of days. Yeah, you'll definitely get to that point. Now, here's a couple of things that you will notice. As you look around this small and modest cabin, the first thing that catches your notice is what looks to be a small portrait. Depicted in this portrait is the family that you see, but with one thing missing, and that is, of course, a small boy. It is not hard to figure out that likely the individual in the photo is one of the missing children, which explains the outburst as to, like, did you leave them out in the snow, yada yada yada. You take your time to also look around. While many of the houses in Dugan's Hold are very Spartan in nature, and lots of the cracks and breaks in the roof and the walls of this small shack seem to have been very haphazardly repaired, you do notice that there is something that catches your eye. It looks to be a scrimshaw that is mounted on one of the walls here. Anyone who is conscious and is able to may make a history or a religion check if you would like.
All right. Still with disadvantage.
If the exhaustion level is appropriate, yeah. Again, I think Delwyn's the only person who's not exhausted at this point.
Yep. It didn't matter which one I rolled.
Nice. Well, that's good. Ulfgar and Delwyn, the both of you, as you kind of take your eyes over this scrimshaw, can tell that it's depicting a story. This story is the depiction of Jormungandr. Yjormrmundr. Jormungandr. Now, Jormungandr is was apparently a champion of the people, a very proud and powerful individual. You remember there's kind of like the tale of what's his name? The guy with the bull. It was like a blue bull. He was like a huge dude.
Paul Bunyan.
Paul Bunyan, thank you. It's like the tale of Paul Bunyan. You hear about this this whole thing, like, yes, there's this tale of a man who stood as tall as a tree, who would, carve up the forest for the winter and provided an elk that fed the entire town for ages. This depiction of the tale of Jormungandr depicts him fighting off against a massive creature that was known as Garagai. He rallied the people to Garagai's side and fought across the Aurora itself. The thundering sounds of its mighty monstrous beast caused the earth to split apart, and Garagai was consumed by it, but not before landing a fatal blow on and Jormungandr fell into the cavern, but not before landing a fatal blow on Garagai, ending his reign of terror. You depict this story and realize very quickly that it is the tale of the death of the frost giant, likely the same frost giant whose hold you had just visited. More importantly, according to the Scrimshaw, the culprit behind the death of the frost giant not only had already died, but the only other remnants of the people who were responsible were the people of 10 towns. I now need a nature check from someone who hasn't made the check yet.
I'll make a check.
Go ahead. Yep. Perfect.
Yep, please do so.
I'm assuming Motley's still unconscious, so.
Well, there it is.
Well done. All right, with a Rykon is redeeming a reroll, so you may reroll
Well,
that.
that's what I can give.
I am just a child of nature.
Today has been a whole thing. All right, with an 8. No, actually, no, that's perfectly fine. All right. Oh yes, you've allocated the points. Let me have a look. Okay, hero points for Ulfgar. Okay, let's put these tokens by the way. Also, by the way, welcome into Happy Raptor 1. Nice to see you. My name's Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. I run D&D games, and we are. So hero points for Ulfgar, Motley, and Debwin. So Debwin, Motley, and Ulfgar, and a natural 20. For Sierra.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Coco.
All right, so let me just do that real quick. Now, one of the things we do on this channel is we do encourage the audience to participate, and much like we have our dear friend Mac, who is graciously donated to us a bunch of little rewards here. Today's session has been just full of them, right? Like lots of rerolls, lots of hero points, lots of stuff that's happening. And I want to just take a moment to thank all of our audience members who helped our party get through the worst of the storm. This is a good example of why Icewind Dale is called like the Frozen North. It is very dangerous to get caught in a blizzard, and yeah, there you go. Oh, I get one as well.
I give my thanks as well.
Yes.
Yeah, we would not have made it back to town without the audience tonight.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, definitely not. But yeah, there you go. All right, now, Sierra, with your second nature check, what you realize is the Scrimshaw depicting the story of Yormander and Garagai's glorious battle is written not on whalebone. You take a closer look, a very close look. And what you notice is it appears to be written on a finger bone. Taking a close look, there is more to the story written on the reverse side of the Scrimshaw. After the champion Yormander fell into the cavern, the body of Garagai was dragged away by the people of Dugan's Hold. There, in order to gain the strength of the Frost Giant, the people of Dugan's Hold ripped bone from flesh, devoured said flesh, and split among themselves the totems of the remains. The head cast into the lake, and the bones and body parts distributed, much like this Scrimshaw, a constant reminder of the strength of the people of Dugan's Hole. The last piece that still remains is the heart of Garagai, which resides currently in the center of 20 stones, a small crop circle of stone plinths that are to the south of the town. There, inside of the central plinth, is the heart of Garagai.
I'm trying to reconcile the kindness of these people taking me into their home with what's a rather ghastly story.
As the couple return, they have prepared for you a series of beds. And as you rest for the night, Sierra, do you share this knowledge with the rest of the group?
Quietly, if I can.
Of course. As Sierra quietly shares this knowledge, the thought of who may have earned the vengeance and the ire of Norsu, the mammoth that you had faced at the temple, at the lodge of Garagai, now bears to reason. Maybe he does have a grudge against all of this town. Or maybe he had a grudge against someone who is already dead. But what happened to his master, evil though they may have been, was truly ghastly. And it'll be up to you and your team to measure what the right thing to do is when we return next week. No. Yes, when we return next week. Actually, no, let me ask this of everyone now. This is my question. To my players, are you going to be available next week, given that obviously it will be Thanksgiving weekend for those of you in America? If there is any no's, we will be canceling next week's game. So is there anyone who's got plans for Thanksgiving?
I am available.
My plans for Thanksgiving are to avoid it.
I should have nothing going on that day. I will know closer to the date.
Cool. Ire, Twiff?
Yes. Full play.
We should be available.
Okay. If at any point that changes, please let me know. Otherwise, we will be back here next week to continue this this epic tale. Happy Raptor, stick around, because what we're going to do now is we are going to be doing favorite moments where we recap the session, we talk about some of the favorite things that have happened, and then we're going to go raid someone. Raiding is very important for our channel because, as you've seen, we do a lot of audience participation, and the channel points are how you can interact with the game. And raiding gives you like 250 channel points, so it's a big chunk. All right. Memorable moments, ladies and gentlemen, is something that we have borrowed from our dear friend, the Dreaded GM. So let's give thanks to Dread as we ask our first person, what was your most memorable moment for today's session? Let's start with Ulfgar. Ulfgar, memorable moment for today, if you'd be so kind.
All right. So memorable, not necessarily favorite, is Ulfgar's hearty dwarven constitution utterly failing him on this trek back. It was kind of remarkable. I think us being able to convince the mammoth to not murder us was also good.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good thing. Mammoth's not murdering. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take a very, 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 very quick moment to say welcome in to the Raiders from Luboffin. What's up? It is so good to see you, ladies and gentlemen. If you do not know, if you have not followed Luboffin, she is a wonderful and spectacular performer, both as a role player and a dancer. For those of you who didn't know, yeah, that's right. I know. I have my ways. I know things. She's absolutely incredible. A very, very dear friend from South Australia, and we obviously love our Aussie streamers. So please go check her out. Give her a follow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have unfortunately just ended our session, but we are currently doing memorable moments, and we're going to be recapping some elements. So stick around for 3 reasons. Number 1, so you can find out a little bit about me. Michael, Dead Aussie Gamer, nice to meet you. Number 2, so that you can enjoy the memorable moments that my players have had. And number 3, because my channel, we play a lot of D&D, and what we actually do is we have audience participation rewards through things like channel points and donations. So we're actually going to go and raid after we do Memorable Moments, which is going to earn you 250 channel points, which you can then use next time you're here to influence the game. Get people to re-roll, create NPC monsters, whole bunch of cool stuff. So yeah, stick around. All right. Ulfgar, memorable moment was having the dwarf fail a bunch of checks to try and get through the blizzard, and then, of course, to manage to talk to the Mammoth, who was an awakened animal companion of a frost giant druid, whose master had been killed by what you now know to be the people of Dugan's Hole, managing to talk him down and staying his wrath until you can bring him the culprit. But, you know, it's going to be really interesting to see how you hold up that part of the deal. Motley, our human bard, what was your memorable moment for today?
For some reason, it always seems to evolve around his near death. The trek back.
Which one? Which near death?
The trek back.
Oh, yeah, the trek back. Oh, yeah, no. Look, ice and snow and exhaustion is no joke, and yeah, you got, like, pretty much once you start failing it, it gets worse and worse and worse. Blizzards are not to be messed with Icewind Dale. Yeah, no, the thing that I thought was really cool was that Motley, as the group was moving through the blizzard, was keeping everyone's spirits together. And I kind of like that element, you know, because if at any point in time you give up, like while you're traveling through the snow and ice, that's it, you know. Every round you have to stop and kind of like encourage people to keep moving is more time spent in the cold and in the snow. And the fact that Motley was there just keeping everyone supported and stuff was awesome. And yeah, that was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Syrah, your memorable moment.
Memorable. I loved Motley's dexterous evasion of the first mammoth stomp.
Yes. Oh man, that stare down. So at the very start of the game, the mammoth where we began, basically said, you know, my name is Inigo de Montoya. You killed my father. You know, usual kind of thing. And Motley walked up and was like, you know, we did not do this. You know, like somebody else did. You can't blame us for the things that other people did. And the mammoth, who was just enraged, basically stood up and just tried to double stomp onto Motley, and he got a nat 20 and just side rolled like a boss, avoiding the crush. It was amazing, and it was such a cool thing too.
And fully appreciate this. Remember that Motley is only 3'11".
He's 3 foot tall. Yeah, it's very true. Kilmarin, what was your memorable moment for today?
It actually goes right back to Motley, right at the beginning, and it was more of a internal dialogue in my head, because it was like I had flashbacks to our very first, or I guess it was the second episode where Motley was just getting thrashed by the giants, and I was like, oh god, here we go again. Like he's gonna get thrashed, he's gonna get stomped, he's gonna get insta death, and thinking, oh, I should grab him and save his ass. And then rolling those horrible like, oh no, he's good, and having to role play out like, everything's good, everything's fine, Motley's got it under control, and he did awesome. But it was just remembering that episode from episode 2.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that's really good, because I mean, I think it's also about like figuring out that pace, and Motley is definitely Motley has definitely found that nice niche of, like, it's like in the first episode he didn't really kind of understand that, you know, talking to a giant might result in getting clobbered in the face, but now he was like prepared, and it's like, I might get clobbered in the face, that happened to me not too long ago, and now he's learned and been able to react to it. So I think that's amazing as well. So yeah, definitely a memorable thing there. Debwin
still doesn't keep him from opening his mouth.
No.
Nope.
I don't know if it stops him. I was like, do
I rescue him?
Yeah. Debwin, memorable moment for today.
I'd have to go for more of an amusement side of Ulfgar attempting to hammer the rusted lock.
Yeah.
And whiffing.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Trying to get that lock open and failing was unfortunate, but
With
but, yeah,
inspiration, bardic inspiration on top of that, which made it even
Yeah,
more
I think it's cold, man.
Yeah. So can I say my memorable moment for today was Sierra uncovering the secret history, as it were. I think I did really well with the music. Like, the music came in like at just the right time, but that reaction of like trying to grapple with like, okay, so these people have just saved us from the blizzard, but they also literally tore apart and devoured a frost giant, whose animal companion is really pissed off and just over there. You know, it's like you can feel the emotional grapple, and I love the fact that you can express that. So that was, absolutely incredible, and I loved hearing that. So yay! That's my memorable moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that brings us to the end of the game. We are now prepping to go and raid. Again, be sure to join us for the raid so that you can earn those big dag dollary dues for our next session. You will find me here a number of times per week. Tomorrow I will be on WASD 20 around about now, maybe an hour earlier, playing Rime of the Frostmaiden as a player instead of GMing, where I get to play an Illithid sorcerer, and that has been a lot of fun. Then on Wednesday, we are going to be building Hero Forge minis at Hero Forge Legendary, where I get to show you some of my tricks for making these wonderful Hero Forge miniatures. Then Wednesday we'll be back with Curse of Strahd, our vampire horror game. Friday we have Ruby Phoenix, which is Pathfinder 2nd Edition in an Asian-inspired fantasy adventure. We are also back later on Friday with our new series, Sirens and Silver, a high seas pirate adventure in my own homebrew setting. Then Saturday we're continuing Strange Aeons, our Lovecraft horror adventure, playing with more Patreons. And then next Sunday we are not back for Rise of the Rune Lords because Thanksgiving. So enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy whatever your Thanksgiving prep looks like. Until the next time we meet, as always, from me to you, game hard or die trying. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.